astronomically more for their energy. And it's about time we did something about it. The problem in Africa with the adoption of these technologies, it exists in many places. But one of the principal challenges is that it's very difficult for people to afford the initial cost of buying the system. So imagine you've got a small solar home system. It costs about $70, so that's what, £45 something. It's got a couple of lights, it's got mobile phone charging, got a battery, solar panel and so on. In terms of earnings parity, if I'm earning $3 a day, the equivalent cost of that system is roughly the equivalent of the cost of a second-hand car. So it's a really, really substantial investment for me. But by the same token, I'm spending so much money on kerosene and mobile phone charging that actually I can't afford to save up even for that device. So when you go and move into a flat somewhere, you don't expect to go and pay for your proportion of the power station that's delivering the electricity that goes into your house. When somebody goes and buys a solar light, they're expected to buy the power station that powers their house. And that's just nuts. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in the West, and it doesn't work in emerging markets. In the West, we come up with this idea of feed-in tariffs, which is basically where you invest your money and you get it back at a rather preferential rate from the government. But that's a difficult thing to go and deploy in emerging markets. So really what we need to do is to make solar look like kerosene. In other words, you pay a small amount for a lump of kerosene, you want to pay a small amount for your lump of solar, so that you're then paying for it in the same way. So what we've done is to combine mobile technology and solar technology so that people can pay for their solar power as they go along, rather than paying for it up front. And they pay for it using scratch cards in just the same way as you would a sort of a mobile phone. So in a typical system, people spend about $10 to buy the system. The only reason it's $10 and not $0 is because if you give something to people, they don't value it. It could be any number you like, so we chose $10. But we then charge people about $1.40 a week to buy the scratch cards. And one of the key things about the model is this is all-you-can-eat energy. So once the system works for a week, it works for a week, and you can use it as much as you want. Because we specifically don't want people to conserve energy. And that may sound completely daft and absolutely counterintuitive and entirely off message, but actually there is no point in conserving sustainable energy. You want to use it to get the maximum possible development impact. And we want to encourage people to do that, and the way you do that is you make it free within the bounds of the system. And then after 18 months, people have the ability to buy the system for about $5, just a very small fee, or alternatively they can upgrade, and I'll show you how that